Two tribes, two torches, and two massive power shifts. Survivor 50 episode 5 didn't just trim the fat, it cut deep. From Angelina following her partner in crime, Mike White, out the door, to Charlie's shocking exit over Rizo. The game just flipped on its head. Today, let's just analyze the strategic fallout of the most brutal night. Let's talk about it. So, what happened was that this opened up with the same thing. Ozzy being upset about not being told. So he fumed on that for quite a bit. Stephanie tried to console him, and so did Christian. Christian tried his best to explain, like, basically you had a weak spot, and it was Mike White. So Ozzy was very upset about it. And then they opened up with different tribes dealing with different things. So right at this moment, it's kind of hard to describe everything because it was just in little pieces, because you had to remember what tribe was this and what tribe was that. On here, I did mark my notes here saying that on Cila, it was looking like the Cila tribe. I think it's Cila, Charlie versus Rizo. Now, you're talking about Ozzy mad. On Cila, Charlie hasn't even been to tribal hadn't been to tribal council. And he's already he wants Rizo out. So there's a group, Kamala, Jonathan, and Dee, and they were also worried about Rizo. Rizo is a young man who has an ego. He was talking about his success on 49, Survivor 49. He was proud of the fact that he almost got there. But what made Charlie so mad was that he got as far as he got by stabbing his number one ally. And Rizo has been somewhat bragging about being on that, and on that 49 season, and he messed up and told Charlie about backstabbing his number one ally, which was a friend of Charlie. So Charlie's just carrying. He's like Ozzy. He's just carrying a grudge. Jonathan, Kamala, and Dee are wary of Rizo. I knew I was going to say that. Rizo. Oh, is it right? Which one is it? Rizo, yeah. And Jonathan and Dee and Kamala are trying to figure out what to do about him. And but Jonathan got his own issues, and Dee, he's been talking to Dee. They're all trying to figure out how they should do in case they have to go to tribal. So this was before they went to tribal. And then on Kalo, 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 the coach is there, and coach was going through his martial arts Zen thing, with his hair tied back, with a little ponytail, and giving philosophical advice, and giving all the people that he wants to align with on the Kalo tribe, giving them names to say how much he thinks of them, and he's giving them these majestic names. Coach is kind of bizarre. So Colby, Joe, and Coach are having a potential alliance. It's like the males are bonding. But one of the things I noticed on this, that the males on Colby, Joe, and Coach, and Joe on Kalo are somewhat ignoring the female tribe members, and they know it. So, they're not too crazy about Coach and his group and his influence on the other guys. Tiffany and Aubrey and Genevieve, they are somewhat getting an alliance themselves because they're basically being left out by the so-called mystical Coach, who just, I don't know, I'm not too fond of Coach because he's just being this guru type person out of the clear blue, and the guys are just letting him be that way. He's like somebody that seizes a conversation and never gives it back. He never gives back the conversation. He's the one that wants to be in charge, and he's showing it, and the guys on Kalo are letting him do it, and the women are seeing it. Then they did have the competition, and on this, the competition was good as usual. I just have to hand it to them. They really do a good job on these competitions, and it is physical, and you basically have to, I don't know, you need to be a little bit more physical before you get on Survivor, because they definitely will dunk you in some water and then have you swim and then come out working. They were huffing and puffing when they come out the water. But this was dealing with coconuts and keys. And so it ended up that Kalo wins. So we don't have to worry about them going to tribal. It was Vatu and Cila that ended up losing. And on this one, on Vatu, it was looking like, I was showing that it was looking like it was going to be Angelina. Because I said she should have been gotten out because she worked with Mike White on his show, The White Lotus, which I really, really liked, And so, but, she already had some type of established career, even though she was on The White Lotus with him. I think it was just as a guest spot, so I don't know how much of an actress she really is, if she calls herself an actress. But if she got a part on there, she technically is an actress. So Angelina was the target, but for Vatu, but Ozzy was throwing out Christian's name, and then Christian got word of it, and Christian had some type of idol. It was something about the vote. I can't quite remember it. I should, because I'm doing this right here, but I don't know what it was. But he had something that it's an advantage that Christian gave to Ozzy, because he heard that Ozzy was talking about trying to talk him out of the game. And so to let him know that it wasn't that bad, that what he did, Christian gave him the advantage, and as a token of his dedication to his tribe and him. Well, I didn't think that would work, but it did for Ozzy to calm down. He calmed down after he got the advantage, and he had to then decide if he could get over his anger and work with Christian. Well, they had the vote on the Vatu tribe, they did get, he did vote against Angelina, which was smart, but it was a 1 vote win because of all people, Kamala, was it on Charlie's out? Charlie. Oh. Well, anyway, it was so much. There's so many people to keep up with. Christian was out, and then they showed another scene where Rizo was just running his mouth. On Rizzo's tribe, Cila, Rizo almost talked himself out of the game himself. But then Rizo has some type of idol too. So he told, I think, 2 people. And he did have enough people on his side, but it was evenly split on the Cila tribe. And so the only person that could actually help him was Kamala. Kamala was the one in between the 2 sides. One wanted Charlie out and the other wanted Rizo out. And she was the deciding vote. And she couldn't decide what she wanted to do. So she ended up, fortunately for Rizo, to vote Charlie out. So Charlie was one of the upset people that actually got voted out. And he really wanted Rizo out. And so, he went out on mad and upset. And he should have played with Rizo because he made a target out of himself. And he kept trying to do things to make other people vote against him. And it got back to Rizo. And so they plotted against him. And he didn't know Rizo actually had an idol. So he didn't use it, but he didn't have to. Well, he should have. But I think he had an idol. Anyway, this was a good show to watch. Whatever I say here, it's not going to take away from the fun of watching this. It was, they gave a lot of insight into the players. And I'm proud of Cirie. She's playing her down low, quiet game. She's making friends with people. And they keep talking about they need to get rid of her. But she doesn't bubble up like everybody else bubbles up. So she's in a good spot. Well, this was the episode for this one, for episode day 11, episode 5. And as you can see from the thumbnail I made, Angelina and Christian are gone. I'm sorry, Angelina and Charlie are gone. There's so many of them. Oh, and next week it should be good too because it'll be easier to keep up with them because they're going to merge them together. So they did preview that on the end of the show. All right. Well, thank you for being here and watching this far. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I appreciate you dropping in. Take care, everybody.